Hey everyone, in case you didn't notice, I took a break this past week. I talk about breaks a lot and talk about how important it is to take breaks, and I haven't really done that when it comes to YouTube videos. I've been making these 2 times a week for the past almost 5 months now, so I thought it was time for me to take a little break, for me to step back and think about what's going on and what to do moving forward, which is what today's video is about. It's probably going to be a short one. I'm trying to keep it short just to get back into the swing of things making these videos, so hopefully you'll still enjoy it. If you're new here, my name's Kyle. It's a great time to drop in because I'm going to tell you what's going to be coming up for the channel and what kind of content you can expect here, so thanks for dropping by. Let's get into that. Over my break, I thought about a lot of things. I took a step back, I looked at what I've been doing with game dev, and I decided it's probably time to put game dev on hold a little bit. I'm not getting out of it completely, I'm not stepping back from game dev or YouTube completely, I'm just moving that to a part-time thing while I pursue some other business ideas to see what's going on. I don't have anything nailed down yet. I'm in the experimentation phase. I'm testing out different ideas, seeing how distribution for those ideas is going to work, seeing if I can sell them. And I'll talk about some of that kind of stuff in upcoming videos and try to relate it back to game dev. I want to keep the channel pretty game dev related, but I'll bring other things in that are from outside of the gaming space and talk about those in context of gaming. So I think you guys are going to find that interesting. I don't see a lot of other people do that on YouTube, so maybe it's going to be something cool that's useful and helps you make your games. I do enjoy making these videos, I enjoy making games, I enjoy talking about making games, and that's why I want to keep this channel around so I can share some of that with you guys and also stay connected with game dev regardless of whatever I happen to do outside of that in the future. I am changing the video cadence, so I'll only have 1 video per week now instead of 2 so that I can allocate a little more time differently. That'll be the Thursday 8 a.m. Pacific videos. I'll still keep the newsletter around. It goes out Friday 8 a.m. I'll make sure to include links to it down the bottom in case you're interested in reading along about some of the thoughts on game dev. It's very likely to change in a similar way to how this YouTube channel will change, but still, I think you're going to find it relevant. I think you're still going to like it. That's where you may also be wondering, what about that game I was working on? What about Arcane Realms? It is currently on hold. I don't plan to work on it for at least the next 2 months, probably, maybe a little bit longer. We'll see. I do still like the game. I like the concept for the game. I haven't, as you've noticed, talked about the game very much at all. So as you can expect, wish lists are pretty small. That's basically what happens when you don't talk about a game and you don't promote it yourself. Steam doesn't give you a boost in more or less any way, shape, or form. You have to do that to get your game started. You have to get the ball rolling. And because I haven't done that, I'm at about 30 wish lists. I will have another video where I talk about Arcane Realms a little bit, and specifically talking about player feedback on Arcane Realms, because I had a video last week, 2 weeks ago, talking about player feedback, so I wanted to show you an example of what that looks like when you put it into practice, and that's what I did. So what about this new content I've talked about? What about this new stuff that I'm going to talk about with respect to game dev? I have a couple ideas for videos that are coming up that I think you guys are going to like. One of them, I'm going to do a really basic kind of financial model around wish lists and conversion of wish lists based on some research I've done for conversion rates and that kind of stuff that, in part at least, informed my decision to move to a different business instead of game dev. We'll get more into that in the coming weeks. I don't know exactly when that video will come out, but I do have the script together for it, so I do plan to record it pretty soon. One thing I do want to talk about in the future too that you can look forward to is a video on validating games. I've talked about validating game ideas and prototypes kind of loosely in the past, but I want to go into that more in depth. It's something that's bothered me since I've started making games, since I started looking at the game dev space. Outside of game dev, when you have an idea for a business, you can validate that by doing a lot of different things, but with games, well, there don't really seem to be that many options. So I've been diving into that on my time off this past week to try to figure out what are different ways you could experiment with that, and I'm going to share some of those with you guys. I do have one more thing before I end the video here. I know this one is a little bit less structured and more conversational than my usual one, and that is, what would you guys like me to make? What would you like to hear about? What kind of content would you like me to cover and to talk about? I've done commenter request videos in the past, and I really like doing those because it helps me figure out what you guys want to hear about. So if you have ideas or suggestions on things to cover, go ahead and leave those down in the comments. If I can do them, I'll do them. If I can't, I'll ask you about them still. So look forward to hearing you, look forward to seeing you down there. Like I said, shorter video today. That's all I got for this one. Look forward to seeing you back here on the channel 1 time per week on Thursday. And until then, I'll see you next time.